Welcome back to the round of 8, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching that break for us. But here we are in game number 2 in this best of 3. It's the round of 8. There is no losers match. There is no losers bracket at this point. Every player who has gotten this far is guaranteed at least $50 in our tournaments. But with a first place prize of $2,500, you gotta be going for the grand prize, man. You can't settle for a round of 8. So we'll see which of these guys makes it through to the semifinals. Spawning in the top left corner of the map, it is going to be XL5's own Blue Zerk player Pig.
In the bottom right as the red Protoss, it is XMG's Lilbow.
Okay, so one little addition to today. We do have a Reddit thread actually properly going for once. Sometimes we're always a little bit lazy about getting Reddit threads up because, you know, the whole, oh, don't get banned for posting your own content stuff. But if you guys want messages read, if you have predictions to make and whatnot, if you want just something shouted out on the stream, the Reddit thread's the way to go. Oftentimes with tournaments with 3 minutes and upward of delay, we don't really get to interact with chat the way we'd love to. So we got people like Starvaf cheering for Peg, the best Austra-European, I guess is what he's trying to say, Australian/European. So yeah, you guys, if you got messages you want read, make sure to go post them in that Reddit thread for us. But so much of that game really had me like tearing out my hair, scratching out my head. Like I really loved the way Pig opened that game. What I didn't love was the execution.
Yeah, I think it's the best way to put it. Just the execution. It didn't seem like quite there. Like,
just fighting away from the spines when you've got them on the offensive line.
Right. When you brought them, you should use them. Like, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if he does it again, which would you like? How do you hard counter it? I feel like Lilbow like had some really good because he had Blink and Immortals.
Well, you have to consider Pig did that as a response to the 4-gate, right? That wasn't, I don't think, a blind build. So how do you counter it? You're right, like get more Immortals because you're not going for a 4-gate or something like that.
Yeah, I asked it so. Pig is going for a 3-4 pool again.
Greedy,
I think we noted yesterday that we just see a lot less Forge fast expands from Protosses. We saw maybe 2 yesterday.
Yeah,
there's a lot more gateway expands.
We saw 1 cannon rush throughout this entire tournament so far. Through 4 groups, I think we saw like 1 cannon rush on Overgrowth. I think that's about it.
Yeah, well that was when Starbucks took the gold.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't even like a real cannon rush.
Yeah, that was more like an FU cannon rush, I guess. But okay, so here's the deal, guys. And this is what I was talking about for a little bit last game. We got to see him go aggressive, but what I really liked was his reaction to Pig's reaction. As strange as that is to say, not getting stubborn and stuck, saying like, "Look, no, I got to keep going with the 4-gate. I'm gonna bump it up to 8 gates." Like he recognized very quickly after that second attack that it really wasn't going to get much done. So had he not like, we talk about like what could have shut that down, but like he shut it down because he was already prepared for it too. The striking opener on this map is not at all out of the ordinary. There's something with the natural to natural distance being what it is, something you would almost expect most of the time. And it's honestly a little bit more shocking when it doesn't get made.
Yeah, it was pretty early, you know, obviously before Stargate, before Stalker, before Whipgate. And it's very easily scouted. It's on the front lines. His Overlord does see it. If it didn't see it, a single Ling would have. So it's not going to be a surprise. But if it is an Oracle, which it is, even if the Queen is all ready to go, it deals so much damage that the drones die anyways, and then gets out after like its shields, you know, go away.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, someone had posted this in the Team Liquid thread about Pig. They had mentioned something about like him and Todd in the past, and I thought it was just someone being BM because it's Team Liquid sometimes, right? You just get those people from time to time. But one of the interesting things was they liked the video, and I guess I remember this event, but I didn't realize it was them. Back in DreamHack on Star Station, I guess it was an anywhere spawn instead of cross spawn like the ladder was. So Todd like proxies the wrong base or something, and Pig lets him remake the game. And then from there, he like proceeds to lose to Todd or something like that. Like there's a whole lot of fail on all sorts of ends.
Oh, you know, I remembered. Pig made a blog about that. Yeah, it kind of sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know why I didn't watch it. Yeah, we got 6 gateways on the way. So an Oracle opener, he gets, you know, the Overlord sent away just with a Stalker. You know, he didn't make a single Phoenix do so. But I think this is actually something we've seen Lilbow do before, at least once in Who's the Best European. And remember, I think it was versus I forget who it was versus, but like the Bly, right? Like the Overlords like didn't see the pylon, so it was like to the very last second
right,
that you didn't even see that it was coming. Yeah, I mean, so when you see a Stargate opener, Zerg sometimes think like, oh, I can drone all I want.
Pigs make
Because they're probably like.
Pigs making the preparations for what I think is like a light gateway attack. You know, it's 3 bases. You win 3 extra 4 pool. They scout this. You assume it's going to be a 4 gate, but Lilbow's kind of dialing up the heat just ever so slightly.
I don't know. Well, he's got.
I kind of wish
it's a good
Void
thing.
Ray too. I mean, the gateway's going to be strong, but like 1 Void Ray would have been fantastic.
I think maybe it's the lack of gas that he knows that something's going on, and now he's going to be very pleased that he's like, you know, preparing as much as he is, because there's a lot of gateways. I think he might hold like Lilbow 1 versus Fly because it was just like, you know, like surprise, I'm here and you don't have anything. But with Queen, some Spine Callers, and a lot of Roaches on the way.
Even the Oracle getting involved with the fight. Does try to focus the Spine Caller down. Transfuses were aplenty and looks like it will. There we go down. He's getting low. It better die. But this Oracle falls. The Roaches are gonna get kind of uncontested if you get a high enough number. I mean, the Stalkers are good. But the idea is to swarm, and right now, I don't know that Pig can. He's got an army supply lead very technically, but let's see if that's enough.
Yeah, that's very, like, just not enough. Drones are being pulled, and that's absolutely necessary. Lings are finally coming out. They do now have speed. Yeah, I think that's actually going to be just what he needs. The Roaches, they did not die on that top side.
And there weren't enough Zealots to buffer, so the Stalkers have to back up. But still, momentum shift here in the favor of Lilbow, because let's not forget, Pig just lost 10 workers to this. And he's still not even in a spot where his army's dominating. The Roaches he has are low, transfuses are going down, but the Queens are out of energy.
Hey, Ghost, you gotta spend those minerals, man. So many minerals, and he's can only build Lings.
Does he have all his Queens
so gas starved.
Okay, no, he's still injecting.
Not yet.
He's still injecting.
Yeah.
So say, like, maybe that's why he's just doing minerals, right? But injects are good. Roach is starting to die out. So are the Stalkers.
It's pretty close, but I think that, you know, with Pig, once like a couple of...
I think he's just got the slight edge.
I don't know. I think Pig, once he has another larva pop, he just swarms. Yeah. Lilbow is slow. I think Lilbow realizes it too. He takes his gases, he starts getting probes, he's realized this is over. And he killed drones, that's true, but your opponent, your Zerg player on 3 bases, you know, how many drones did he kill? 10 drones is I mean, that's another larva pop. Like 20 drones. He has so many minerals, like I'm saying, right?
Well, I think one of the big pieces Lilbow did disengage, though. This was kind of key, too. I mean, Pig, well, I was going to catch you in the middle of the map. A bit awkward, but... I mean, it's...
What's so weird about that push is that it's not without a mothership core.
You know what? I didn't actually catch that.
Yeah, right? Like, it's just, you're so used to seeing me, you just figure it died or something. But, I mean, the Queens probably would have targeted that down as well, but that just means that, you know, there wasn't a recall, and now there's an unopposed overcharge.
Alright, well, there's quite a few Roaches and Lings right outside of his base, but, you know, defensively speaking, he can get a Void Ray out still. Something I would like to still see, but he's going for the Mothership Core instead. Not a bad choice.
With no Blink and no Force Fields, oh, this Force Field's just a little too late. Gonna back up into this one little tiny gap that you can actually get through, and maybe with the Militia Core adding, like, you know, the slightest amount of damage, he holds up these Roaches, but behind this Pig is droning, getting that lair, getting another base. Getting, you know, further ahead, there's as well to say.
How do you say hold up like it's some kind of like robbery? Like, stick him up! This is a hold up, see? The Sentries coming in are going to be a nice addition to have. The Zealot's absolutely necessary. Of course, if it was up to Lilbow, he had the money for it, he'd just warp in like 10 Sentries if possible, but it's so gas expensive, and I mean, he got so dedicated with the gateway count. What I'm really scared of Pig, you know, he takes a 4th and he's moving to Swarm Host, Hydralisks, Hive Tech, Vipers, whatever it ends up being, and Lilbow's only just taking a 3rd. He doesn't have upgrades behind this. Like, I mean, +1's on the way, but it's hardly like that chronoed out +3 state of the game. No, no Blink for these Stalkers. It's, I don't know. It's not gonna be a fun mid game for Lilbow.
Oh no. Pig is actually producing Hydras, so this is maybe for a fast Hive. Basically, what he's saying now is like I can do kind of whatever I want. So I'll get an expansion, get a lot of drones, and maybe get tech as well. And you're gonna be attacking me. And he wants to confirm that, make sure that like there's not like a bunch of more gateways going down in the main or something. He will see the 3rd. So now it's, you know, okay, I am safe, keep droning. Just a little bit more, and yeah, go ahead and get that Hive. And he's gonna have Roach, Hydra, Viper, and Lilbow. it seems like he's either gonna have High Templar maybe or Colossus, probably not both.
Given enough time, it would certainly be both, but yeah, not.
Well, he's on a clock, you know. This Hive
exactly.
70 seconds away from finishing. And if Pig starts doing that multi-pronged attack too, like, there's so many options, right, that Pig could have done just because he's obviously ahead. He just held off an all-in. Yeah, it could have been like the Roach attack that we saw versus Todd that did like so much damage. Well, I mean, it was, it was held off, but, it looked really cool, and Lilbow had so little units that it probably would have done well. He could have done Roach Hydra. He could wait for the Vipers as well. That's what he's doing. Could have gone to Swarm Host too. But by going Roach Hydra Viper, I think it's almost like a guaranteed kill, where Swarm Host obviously draw on a game. They're powerful, but they do draw it on.
Yeah, Roach Hydra Viper is a very strong composition. We joke about Swarm Host, we talk about Swarm Host, but truthfully speaking here, once Vipers get into the mix, what Pig has rather becomes quite terrifying.
Yeah. And while Abducts aren't going to be that great, again, Lilbow will not have Colossus. The fact is that Blinding Clouds, it could quote-unquote waste a blink, but honestly, since Lilbow's going to be on the defense and he's going to be all choked in at his bases, the Blinding Clouds, like, where is he going to blink into? Like, further back into, like, this little crevice that's like the death crevice of Protoss in between the main and the third? Like, that's not really going to help. And the other option is, I guess, like, blinking to the side, so either giving up your natural or the third. So basically these Blinding Clouds, again, working like force fields, forcing Lilbow to be in, like, a terrible position. And they're almost ready to go. They're soaking up all their energy right now on the natural.
Yeah.
Pig is maxed. He's going to have +2, so it's going to be on even upgrades.
I mean, it's not going to take a lot of control to make this minimize the damage, but...
Lilbow pushing out here. If he could, get a couple of good force fields down, shave off some of the army, but also maybe get some free Viper kills, that would be awesome. That'd be the best. Yeah.
It's so difficult to do, though. I mean, you need those Templar, right? That feedback is just so...
Yeah.
So critical. I mean, we see feedbacks all the time versus medevacs and stuff, and you laugh, you're like, that's okay. The mothership... Whoa! He gets abducted, does go down. That's a bit unfortunate.
I thought it was going to survive. I was like, oh... it does die. And, Lilbow, well, you just backed yourself up to your natural, but what about your third, man? What are you going to do about that?
That is true. He's in a very awkward spot because he can't even walk through the middle of the map. Ends up coming from the backside of things.
It's that Spore Crawler. I think he has it now. JK. No 2-4 overturns, no slow. Pig might be backing himself into, the worst position he could have found.
Yeah, like he runs into the cannons away from the stalkers.
Yeah, now there's a 360 surround.
Blinding Clouds, though. Oh, Blinding Clouds are really nice. This is a tight choke in the natural. Guardian Shield's going down. Force Fields.
It's going really well for Lilbow. The entire right side gets actually Blinding Clouds, which is exactly what Pig needed, so it trades a bit better.
Well, I was gonna say, regardless of how good this trades, Pig does have like 4k, 2k in the bank, and he's moving on to possible Broodlords.
Can't believe they didn't just kill him. But I also can't believe that Pig did that, okay? Wait,
Pig didn't kill the third? Like, I expected some damage to get done here, right?
Yeah, I thought that was going to go down for sure, especially with Lilbow so out of position. Or if he was going to go in there, like, he would focus the Nexus and then take the fight. Because, Pig is also aware that he can do, like, he has, like, a couple of slip-ups that he can do, and he can still probably survive this game. That being the first, and maybe he has like 2 more before things start to really equalize. His counterattack's a pretty good move. It's not going to draw Lilbow back, and Pig might have to give up this 4th. His stuff is still trickling out.
The problem I see for Lilbow here is like he's got a lot of momentum. He's doing great damage. Pig's got a lot of bases still standing though, and his Broodlords soon to be out. Normally I'd be like, yeah, just blink under the Broodlords, man, no problem. But with this many Hydras and Roaches still around, that's not really a possibility.
4th gets denied. Pig is getting another one on the left side. He still has a big bank. He was definitely ahead in this game, and he still is. Just the problem with Lilbow getting a lot of momentum after taking down the entire army and really not losing a whole lot of his own. Does not see those Broodlords making the move. If he saw,
no. Okay.
You don't even see the Corruptors, so he has no idea these are on the way. He's getting Storm now. Oh, and a Stargate, so maybe thinking like Swarm Host could be in the mix, or maybe actually predicting the Broodlords. Good blink forward gets us a Viper. Lilbow was bringing this back, man. I thought
he was gonna be choked in so badly, like 5 minutes ago. But the Temple Archive's on the way. Great. Feedback's eventually be out. Storms available. Drones get picked off here that were awkwardly in the middle of the map. Third base might just get focused down. Force Seals can go down to keep... Yep, Pig at bay. Even if the Immortal gets abducted or something... Okay, Blinding Cloud and the Broodlords are going to chase this off. Blink's under them.
This is good. This is good. There's so many Broodlords, actually. I think these trapped. No Mothership recall.
Yeah, no Mothership
recall. Just brought this back into Pig's favor so hardcore. Lilbow loses his entire army.
Because Lilbow, you gotta consider, like, what's he doing right now, but, like, fighting against Broodlings. GG. Pig ties up the series 1-1. Good guy, Pig.